I'm Helen Keen. I'm an artist that works in Encaustics, which is encaustic wax, beeswax and tree resin medium. I think my earliest memories are of a 7-year-old at Huya. I remember going and collecting some things and finding a piece of cardboard, covering it in some fabric and then assembling this collage. That was my first memory of my first art piece, I think. Yes. Father's parents had a beautiful china cabinet that my grandfather had made, and it was absolutely gorgeous. And inside it were beautiful, precious things. And those precious things were kept inside behind lock and key. And you could only ever get them out at special occasions and look at them. So that really stuck with me as something when I look back. And as I started to move into making things in ceramics, was you could actually use things. And I found that really important to for something not just to be ornamental, but for it to be practical and have a part of everyday life. So it was part of the rituals of life. This piece, I think, is one that I will keep because it's so loose and just happened. I broke my ankle at the end of 2020, and I had 6 weeks of my leg up, just couldn't do anything really. So I remember thinking, well, if I'm going to sit here for 6 weeks, I'm going to learn something. So I just Googled some artists, and I came across a woman called Pam Coe, who works in 3 mediums. Pamela's work was in oil and acrylics and encaustic wax. So I just inquisitively learnt from watching her and what she had to offer, and then exploring further and finding, like, it had a hunger that developed really quickly that I was just going to start learning, making notes. Quite quickly found out that it's an ancient painting medium which originated in Greece. It was used as a means for repairing the hulls of the ships. The artist, I believe, got a hold of it once they found the encaustic wax. It was a game changer. So encaustic wax is melted, and then as each layer is applied to a surface, which is usually a hard substrate, in my case I use predominantly wood panels, then fire or flame is added to fuse and melt that layer of wax once it's firmed up into the layer that is beneath it. So structurally, layer upon layer upon layer upon layer is added to create a 3-dimensional piece. And it's a really amazing medium. It honestly sparked something in me that I hadn't realised was so deep, that it brought all of the aspects of what I'd done in my ceramics and painting over the years into a really fine point, and it was like a focal point. It's a medium that's really difficult to work with. It was a little bit scary. It was a little bit scary. You're working with fire, you're working with flame. I hit a lot of barriers, I hit a lot of walls, and went, well, the way I do this is that I just go, how can I work around this? How can I solve this? I embed things in it, I scratch into it, I mark make, I transfer photographic images, I draw, and of course I paint. I feel like it's connected to the ancient world and ancient civilizations. It feels like it's got something in it that activates our senses when we're born touching and smelling and feeling. And it has all those things, it offers all those things. Its interest, intrigue for me is still there. It's just as strong as the first day I played with it. I know that I'm doing that every day. Every time I make something, I'm pushing beyond my boundaries, beyond what the materials can do, but most of all beyond what I can do. I love this medium. I love its fluidity. I love its mystery. I love the way that it captivates people and it's intriguing. I love that it's ancient and steeped in wisdom.